Perfect. Perfect.
Alchemy, the science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter.
So for the next few episodes, we actually get this little explanation dump of what alchemy is before the actual intro, sort of like to help you understand it at a faster, better pace. Though I see what they were going for, I'm not too much of a fan of this looking back. I think it's a cool visual, and the first time seeing it, it's really cool and helps you understand. But that's more or less to help make up for Brotherhood's fast pace speed in case you didn't pick up on it right away.
Brother, the stories about this priest in Lior, you think they're true?
They say you can transmute flowers out of thin air, right? Could just be sleight of hand, some cheap trick like that.
But what if it's not?
Right. If it's not, then I suppose all that leaves is the real thing, huh?
Now that I've read the manga and watched O3 a few multiple times over, it's kind of weird that they take 2 whole episodes to get Lior, considering it is the starting point for both the manga and O3 after the intro. Me personally, I would have just started with the backstory off the bat then, instead of using a whole filler episode. Use that time to reconstructualize things and give a more easy flow than having it feel even more rushed than it already was. You know what I mean?
Oh, you boys. Are you in here messing up your dad's study again?
Here, watch!
Oh my, that's alchemy, isn't it? I can't believe you've done this.
I'm sorry, did we mess up?
No, it's great.
I love how supportive Trisha is in this scene. She truly just cares for these kids and just wants what's best for her boys. And she's so fast to encourage these talents they show, while in most media parents will talk down or try to stop their kids from pursuing their interests like this. But no, she gives them the full go-ahead and says she's proud of them. And it also shows cleverly that she has no ill will towards Van Hohenheim, their dad, for leaving. I like it.
You definitely take after your father, my little geniuses. You make me so proud.
And that was it. Mom had given us all the encouragement we needed. From that moment, we were obsessed with learning alchemy. But then, in the summer of that same year, an epidemic swept the country. The sickness came, and it took her.
Now this, I'm not a fan of. That was way too fast. We had just been introduced to their mother, and now she's already dead. I feel like if we really wanted to feel the full impact the same way the Elric brothers did, we should have gotten at least a full episode with Trisha and their daily lives to really know just how abrupt and how earth-shattering this was.
You know, there might be a way we could bring Mom back.
But I thought it said in all the books that using alchemy to make people is something you're not supposed to do ever.
That's right. That's why it'll be our secret.
The first sign of Ed's underlying arrogance. He truly believes that him, a 5-year-old kid, can bring someone back to death, something that alchemists all over the world have failed to do for centuries. It's for a good reason, but still, they're flying way too close to the sun right now.
Come on, Ed, drink your milk, too.
No, I hate milk.
If you don't drink it, you'll stay short forever.
You mean like you sawed-off old hag?
What was that, you little half-pint midget?
Shakedown mini witch!
What broke Pee-wee?
Baby ant babies!
Subatomic shrimp!
I got no critiques on this. This is just... this is just funny back and forth banter. I like it. It's funny.
You are reading those weird books in the middle of class again. You need to pay attention to the lesson.
One thing I find funny that I always forget on every rewatch and reread of the manga and shows is just they were in school at one point. All 3 of these main characters were in school at one point, and it's funny how each of them sort of drop out to pursue their own passions or extremely rare opportunities in life. It's just kind of funny how they're talking about classes when none of them are in classes ever again or mention it throughout the rest of the series.
And so we began searching for the key that would unlock the secrets of human transmutation and bring Mom back to life.
It's kind of weird hearing them talk about Izumi so early on, because whenever I rewatch, I forget that they mentioned her in the beginning. I'm so used to her making her grand appearance later on in the series that it kind of eclipses this, and it makes you think, oh yeah, she was mentioned early on, and it makes sense they have a teacher. Thinking it over, and while this sort of build-up works for a first-time viewer of Brotherhood, and that's all you've seen, Once you've read the manga and seen O3, it's kind of a weaker intro to the big human transmutation scene. For example, in O3, it's built up as this triumphant thing. You think they might actually succeed, and that way when the rug's pulled out from you, it hits even harder when you see the monster they created. But for here, you know something bad's gonna happen, you know it's gonna fail, and you know it's gonna backfire. And it kind of takes a little bit of that punch out of it. Instead of getting hit by something, you're expecting something.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Al? Wait, what was I doing?
Hello.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Ah, the truth. You know, for all his claims, I actually don't think he really is God. I think he's a god, but I think he's the god of equivalent exchange. From what little we've seen of him, it seems he has no real bias on using human transmutation. Whether it be for good, for evil, if you use it, he will make you pay your toll and face your adjusted punishment depending on how much you are trying to do. Not really good, not really evil, just the truth.
I am called by many names. I am the world. I am the universe. I am God. I am truth. I am all. I am one. And I am also you.
I love how his definition of what he is just a more realized version of all is one and one is all. The definition of alchemy itself. I like that. And it kind of furthers my point that he is the god of alchemy.
It's too much! It's too much! Make it stop! What's happening to me? Stop it! Make it stop! Make it stop!
My theory of human transmutation wasn't wrong. It can be done. It's possible. It's still just missing something.
I like how for a split second before Ed realizes the toll he just took, that his first instinct isn't thinking he still can do it, not realizing the gravity of the situation he just committed yet.
It's the law of equivalent exchange. Right, young alchemist?
Despite being an obstinate being, you can tell the truth just revels in this, putting alchemists in their place after they dare to knock on the door. You can see he doesn't care how old you are, what your motives are. If you try and cross this line, he will dunking on you with a smile on his face the whole time, reveling in your demise.
Alphonse!
It's very clear now that we see Ed's most shining quality in life, and that is his love for his friends and family. After literally losing an entire leg, his first instinct is to worry and mourn for his brother Alphonse, demanding to sacrifice whatever it takes to get him back.
Take my leg! Take my arm! Take my heart! Anything you can have! He's my little brother! He's all I have left!
Lieutenant Colonel, they're not in back either. What is this?
Where are they? Where are the Elric brothers? I want them found! We went to your house, we saw the floor! What was that? What did you do?
We're sorry. We didn't mean it. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Throughout the entirety of Brotherhood, this is the one moment where I truly feel like these are just two kids who made a huge mistake, and they finally realize apologizing to someone who's lashed out at them. They're like, yes, we're sorry. We didn't mean to. We're sorry. It's a very powerful moment that reminds us these are just kids still. They act and talk like adults, but they are just scared kids.
Stumbling to my door, half dead and covered in blood, I went over to their house to see for myself what had happened. What was there? Whatever that thing was, it wasn't human. Alchemy created that abomination. It nearly killed them. And you want to throw those boys headlong into it? Would you really have them go through that kind of hell again?
This brings up an interesting topic that we've seen through science throughout its entire existence. What is truly evil? The science itself or the people who use it?
Nice to meet you.
Damn, that was cold-blooded, Winry.
Now you're here to take Ed and Al away too.
If they go, that decision will be theirs, and theirs alone.
I like this. It sort of gives Winry that final bit of closure she's been needing for her parents for a long while now. She's always blamed the military for taking her parents away, and now she's blaming them for taking Ed and Al away, when in reality, it was her parents' choice to go to the war and help people they could, and it's going to be Ed and Al's choice if they go or stay.
If you believe the possibility exists for getting your bodies back, you should seek it out. Keep moving, whatever it takes. Even if the way ahead lies through a river of mud.
Will they be coming?
They'll come.
That boy. I've never seen anyone look so defeated.
That's what you saw? No. There was fire in those eyes.
From the context of this, I'd say it was Roy's speech that let the fire in Ed's eyes back into it. Basically telling him that he has two choices right now. To sit in pity and wallow, or work hard and risk it all to find a way to get him and his brother's bodies back.
How long will the surgery and rehabilitation take?
I'd say about 3 years, more or less.
I'll do it in 1.
You'll have yourself spitting blood, you know that?
Al, just hang in there a little longer, okay? Then we're gonna get you your body back, I promise.
It's so sweet that Ed's only concern through all of this is just getting his brother his body back. He has no problem, no care if he ever gets his limbs back. All he cares about is getting Al his full body back, and that's just really sweet, a really touching moment.
So you didn't see it, did you?
See what?
Never mind. If it's half as hard as you throw a wrench, I'd be surprised!
Make a little counter. Every time Winry almost commits manslaughter on Ed.
Ah, would that be a steel prosthetic?
Happened during the Eastern conflict.
I see. So you had a rough time of it in Ishval,
Who's he?
You idiot. That's His Excellency Führer King Bradley.
That's good. You clearly have nerves of steel, young man. You put on quite a show, my naive young alchemist. Good luck with the rest of your exam.
And this scene has solely solidified that episode 1 was completely useless in the grand scheme of things. The information we got from it, the names drops, it was all just pointless. It wasn't useful for anything. If anything, this episode would have been the much better episode 1 to start on to the story. Episode 1 was clearly just for old-time viewers of 03 and manga material that they wanted something brand new to start with. While I appreciate that they did that for the long-term fans, I would have much rather had that time be used to flesh out more character stuff and beginning stories than just fun little action romp.
I wonder if Ed's doing all right on his exam.
It's so weird that Al isn't with Ed during his exam. Like, you'd think how close they are throughout the rest of the series that he would want to be there to be right there at the moment, see if he passed or not, and congratulate him. I don't know. There's something weird I've always thought about, like him just staying home while he takes the test.
And it would seem our Führer is not without a certain sense of irony.
That Edward
Elric has been appointed to the post of State Alchemist, and that he is hereby granted the title of FullMetal.
FullMetal Alchemist.
I like that. It's nice and intimidating. I think that'll suit me just fine.
Maybe I'm not smart enough to get the joke, but I've never understood what was funny about Ed getting the code name of FullMetal. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. But yeah, that was episode 2, the first day. And my final thoughts on it? It's alright. This would have been a much better first episode, and I would much rather have used episode 1's filler time to make something more fleshed out for the overall stuff, but as a beginning of the journey and how everything's got started and why they're doing the things they're doing, it's alright. Gonna give this one a much more confident 6.5 out of 10. Well, I'm gonna knock down episode 1 to 5.5. Didn't really serve anything, but this one served much more than that one did. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening, and if you like this, please like and comment and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover in the future. And adios, amigos.